You're listening to Brigade Radio 1.
Welcome to the Antisocial Show.
They're coming. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming to get you.
Here's your hosts, Underblock and Tyson Saner.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Anti-Social Show. Tonight, we are going to raise the dead and possess a few souls in the process. I am Hunter Block, and he's...
Tyson Saner.
How we doing tonight, Tyson?
We're doing okay, and tonight we have a special guest, as anybody who is watching the stream or the recorded version of this can see. To my lower, well, whatever area direction this is, lower right here, but actually right outside on the screen, on my screen, is my wife, Laura Saner.
Hello, Laura.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to this little show we've been doing for the last 4 years now this month.
That's
oh,
right.
Gosh.
That's right.
Back when I was 42.
I'll just be reaching my 40s next month.
Oh,
Congratulations.
welcome to the club.
Thank you. I'm feeling quite healthy, though, so I don't mind it.
Yeah, it's just, it feels like any other age.
I think so. I mean, I'm 39 years old, so I feel just as good as I ever did. So, I'm looking forward to it. Actually, more mellow, I should say. So Tyson, like we talked about, we do have something cool for the listeners. I just hope that we're sending them to the right place. So if you listen to this, people, and you go look for it and you can't find it, please don't shoot me, okay? So if you're one of those people that love Halloween, and it's more than just a holiday, it's a lifestyle, we have something for you, and that's the Combat Radio Halloween Album 6, I believe, and it's on iTunes
Somewhere.
and of course you can always go to you can find them on you can find Combat Radio on Facebook and YouTube, which is Combat Radio Imagery. You could probably find the link there as well.
Yep.
All proceeds go to charity. So not only can you have Halloween 24/7, 365 days a year, you're also doing some good for the planet as well. So get your copy, rock out, haunt your neighborhood, do what you got to do.
And also, you can go to www.brigaderadio1.org, which is probably another place where they will be talking about the album. And if you have trouble finding it, I'm pretty sure brigaderadio1.org has a contact page. So go ahead and bug them there, because I did find last year's album, the number 5, or V, on iTunes, but I haven't found the 6th one on there. But just
Which album?
Go ahead.
Which album were we on?
Together we were on, I'm going to say either 3 or 4. I think it was 3.
Gotcha.
I'd have to look on my sound. Well, it's on my SoundCloud. There's an excerpt from the Haunted Tour, and it actually has a snapshot of the album's cover on there, and that would say what the number was. I'm thinking it's 3, because it's been a while since we've had a contribution. I was also on the first and second album. I had songs I contributed. But we had that special thing we did a few albums ago. So, yeah, for Halloween.
Quite a few albums ago. And even though in real time this is October, I don't know what date this is. I'm on vacation, so I don't even pay attention to the time right now.
It's the 11th currently. It's actually the 11th for all of us at the moment. It will be the 12th for you in less than a half hour, but it'll still be the 11th for us for a bit longer here.
So this is our annual Halloween episode that we do every year. And this year I would like to pay tribute to the lost episode that you can't find anywhere. It's not archived. It's just totally lost because my stupid, crappy computer back in those days did not record it. So I'm paying tribute to that lost episode that no one can ever hear, will ever hear, ever again.
Shall we say cheers to who? Go ahead, you look like you were going to say something.
Unless we decide to recreate the moment, which that was so long ago. What was it, 4 years ago? That now I don't even remember what we talked about.
Right, but we might be able to get. It'd be nice if we could get our guest from that episode back on the show.
Yes, 100%.
Anyway, so it's an interesting thing. I'm looking at the two of you, and both of your shirts are reading the correct way.
I've noticed that too.
Yours says Halloween.
Yes.
Yours says Cthulhu for President. Mine has Antisocial Show backwards, which is how I see it when I'm in the mirror.
Right.
And it's not printed backwards, so...
Right. Maybe it's just the weird camera. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure that if I was just looking at myself and I wasn't looking at your computer screen, it probably would be backwards, but it's not.
Is he moving? Or,
No, I'm looking at my picture and it's backwards on mine as well.
what is? Oh, is it?
Because Cthulhu for President, it's backwards on mine.
But it's frontwards for me.
It's frontwards for you. But I look at my little screen. Actually, I'm looking at his as well, and it's backwards.
Oh, that's really strange.
There's like a little thing at the top of mine that shows who, each little blob of yours. Like you and Hunter are two little circles, and I'm this giant rectangle dominating you both.
So, let's see. Halloween.
Halloween,
Yes.
yes.
I remember...
It is a way of life.
Sorry, what?
It was a way of life.
Yes.
It is a way of life.
I was listening to a Nooner, the show on the Kevin Smith podcast network that I contribute to by doing their Tumblr, about 2 weeks ago, I think, or perhaps it was the last episode. And one of them said to the other, they said, I think it might have been Marty, said, what are you going to be for Halloween? And the answer was disappointed.
Yes, I heard that episode.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the most recent one or the one before that, but,
The thing about it is I really seriously hope that there is a Halloween this year because...
I mean, there's always one,
Right, but I'm saying, like, I hope there's trick-or-treaters, and I hope,
I actually hope
there's something.
No, I think this year there could be no trick-or-treaters. I don't think there's need for people to go door to door collecting candy from every place they stop. I think it actually might be the worst thing to continue as far as the Halloween tradition goes. They can dress up, they can walk around their neighborhoods, but just buy your own kids, buy your kids candy if you can, and if you can't,
they sell big giant bags full of candy for $9.99. Just buy that, dump it in a little bag, and be like, here you go, have fun, go run around the neighborhood, don't get hit by a car, and come back loaded up with sugar.
Right. I just want to scare some shit out of kids. That's all I want to do. I mean,
all right.
Give them a real education.
Real education and terror. Yes. Well.
There is a neighbor next to your parents who is going hog wild for Halloween. They've got a carriage and a skeleton horse and a bunch of gravestones. And then the house naturally has a bridge, just a little bridge. I mean, it's not literally this size, but to demonstrate that it's a little bridge.
It's a scale bridge.
But it goes over like a little pond that they have.
Ditch kind of stream sort of thing.
Yeah. And when I was leaving, they were pulling out this giant cobweb that they were going to display somewhere in their front yard. I'm like, yes. Then there's someone who's a little farther down, across the street from an elementary school, who puts up gravestones.
That's what I'm doing this year. I'm putting up gravestones in the front yard. It's going to be epic because I think I'm the only person that's decorating the front of the house this year for Halloween. So I'm going to do it up a bit. I got pumpkins I'm going to get. I got the gravestones. I'm gonna do it. Oh, and I got this big old gigantic coffin.
Nice.
Yep, that's like leaning up against the house, and it's got "Stay Away" or something like that. It's got the plastic spiders on it and all that. It's really cool.
Wow.
Nice.
I'll take a picture and post it.
Nice.
How tall is this coffin?
It's probably my height.
Oh, okay.
It's just not the whole coffin. It's just the door to the coffin. and it just leans up against the house, and it's
Well, I think the door takes up most of the size of a coffin.
Yep, it's going to be
the door. You're talking about a lid, unless there's a smaller door inside the lid.
Yeah, I meant the lid.
I can imagine.
You can pull it open, look at the person inside, close it.
Make sure they're still there.
Right.
Yeah, it's the lid.
So it's about my height too, because we're about the same height, roughly.
Yeah.
Hunter and I are roughly the same height.
As I told you before, it's Halloween 24/7 in this house. I mean,
yeah, I noticed that in the up here there's like skeletons or webbing or something, or is that a monkey skeleton?
So I put that up for the show. That is a bat.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, yes, I can see now.
I call him Batty Bats, by the way.
Batty Bats.
Batty Bats, right. Well, it's Batty Bats I stole. It's the name of a demon, a sleep demon from Sabrina, the Chilling Tales of Sabrina from Netflix, which is an awesome show, by the way.
Oh, Sabrina is the new one, yeah. It's a reboot or a continuation? Does it have Melissa Joan Hart in it?
No.
It is a reboot.
Okay.
And it is ruining my childhood.
So, why is it ruining your childhood, Laura?
Because there was Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which was like cutesy and fun and stuff like that, and it had, and now it's like she's the queen of hell.
Yes, which is not too bad though, because if you're a hardcore horror fan like I am, it's something for me. And I've been watching a lot of horror movies, in the month of October, of course, and I wanted to mention this. I was watching The Twilight Zone last night, and I was watching the one episode where this lady, she's by herself in the house, and she's in a wheelchair. She's homebound, obviously, and started getting strange phone calls in the middle of the night after a thunderstorm, and it was just, hello, where are you? I want to talk to you. And this is, of course, pre-cell phone days, and obviously pre-caller ID days. So, but like, as something as simple as that, right? They can make very chilling, and that takes like imagination. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, the telephone. If you think about it, it's really the only way to contact people outside of your house in those days, except for letters. So, like, if you instantly let's say you need to call the police, and that line is occupied by a strange voice, then that's your only out line. I don't know, your only way, So that's extra scary. There's no like call waiting. There's a person doesn't necessarily have a switchboard at home where they could just be like, 1 moment, please, on that. Hello, police. My address is blah 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 blah. Okay, and back on the switchboard. Hi. Yeah, you were saying.
Please.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Exactly.
Moment,
1 moment.
Hey, 1 moment, please. So, do you guys have plans for this holiday or no?
We haven't discussed it yet. I mean, the kid he's not quite 2 yet, so I don't know if he quite understands Halloween except through Yo Gabba Gabba. Which every time we say Halloween, I always get a couple of the Halloween songs from the Halloween episode in my head. So I'm sitting here going, let's walk, skeletons and spooky toast.
Spooky toast?
Yeah.
Spooky toast.
Oh, that's right. They do actually have
toast.
flying toast. They have little bat toast on.
Bat toast.
It's a strange show. I mean, it's not that strange, but it is. Parts of it are strange. Yes.
Now, Laura, I've been trying to convince Tyson for quite a few years now because throughout the 4 years that we've been doing the show, I know he had that. He has like a green screen or had a green screen or had different type of green screens. I wanted him to put a green screen in the front door and get a Fizz Gig costume or at least a mask. This way, when you put the black light on it, that's all you see. And then, like, you can do, like, the Fizz Gig cry when the kids, like, knock on the door and start asking for candy.
Yes.
So they just see my head making the things?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, come on. I mean, how epic would that be?
Oh, my gosh, that is epic.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody could even call the cops on you because that would just be too funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine if, like, some, like, butthurt parent actually called the cops and the cops came and they started laughing because they know it's funny? So...
sure.
I don't know what kind of neighborhood you live in, but, I mean, I think that would be hysterical.
It's not a lot of kids in the neighborhood.
There's a few.
I know ours is the youngest. There's another one who's maybe, like, 3 or 5. I don't know. They kind of look about the same size as our kids, so
think there might be a high school age kid living around somewhere.
A bunch of like K through 8 elementary school kids. I don't know.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
There must be at the other end. I don't know. At our end, there's not very many.
No.
There's actually a couple of the places are unoccupied, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. That one place that's next to. So there's a guy across the street from us, and then there's the place next to him. Not the one with the blue truck, but the yellow one. I don't know if anybody lives there. I see a car parks there, but I never see anybody come out of there.
I think somebody does live there though.
Oh.
Get out! It's a haunted house, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Yeah. It's. I mean, would you guys be willing to ever do like a podcast in a legit like possessed house for like one night?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just hold up in there and you can't leave, and you know you just do the show from there. It's great. Like possessed by demons though, not by ghosts. You can't do that weak stuff.
Right. 100%.
Well, 100%. Yeah.
I mean,
okay, cool.
I grew up in a house like that.
Nice.
I mean, it's like, waking up and, middle of the night and you see 2 red eyes staring at you.
Ooh.
It's kind of like, yeah.
Apparently, that is a thing as far as like 2 red eyes. So there's a cemetery, because this is Halloween. Halloween for all intents purposes.
This is
so
Halloween. I'm sorry.
So there's a cemetery up the street from my house, and apparently every it's either this way or that way, probably that way, and you get a free plot. Every resident gets a free plot in town, and apparently there's been reportings of a witch, but she's a ghost. So she was a witch, but now she's a ghost. Wanders around the cemetery, and of course the red eyes that you see at night. Now, I of course would like to go there at night. I haven't done it yet, but I'm definitely going to go and see what I can find, because that would be really cool.
That would be really cool.
I may even do it on Halloween night too. In fact, I do like a live sort of thing for the show.
That'd be cool.
That would be.
I concur. Yeah. So let's see. Movies.
Yes.
I bring it up.
Movies.
So you've got the Halloween. I can't tell which is that the original Halloween, because I can only see the title and I can't really see the art of it on your shirt there.
Hold on, I'll stand up for you.
Okay. The original one, The Night He Came Home. Nice.
Yeah.
Halloween from what year was that again?
1978.
78.
Yep. So, speaking of horror movies, what type of horror movies do you guys watch?
Oh, Halloween. Sorry.
Yeah.
You go ahead and answer, Laura, because I'll just add in his stuff, because I know I watch a lot more than she does, so I won't.
Yeah. Just because I deal with the kid. We don't watch horror movies anymore, at least not while he's awake.
Certainly not while he's awake, yeah.
No, definitely not while he's awake. He's had bad dreams before, so it's like, no.
We used to watch quite a few.
Oh, yeah, we used to watch quite a few. We watched the entire Friday the 13th series.
Nice.
I pretty much introduced you to that, didn't I?
Yeah, you introduced me to Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street. Is there another one? Well, did I just name the top 3?
You named the top 3.
So the good ones.
Definitely the good ones. You can also throw in like Child's Play into that list.
I've seen the first 2.
Chucky.
A long time ago. Don't really.
Well, the first 2 were really great, but then don't bother with the rest. It's complete horseshit. And of course, you got the Hellraiser franchise. And there's
I've seen the first one.
Yes, Hellraiser. I love
just the first
Hellraiser.
one.
I've seen 4 and like a quarter of the 5th one. So
I mean,
yeah. Then there's like 8 of them now, I think, or 8 or 9. So.
Well, here's a horror movie trivia question for you.
Yeah.
What is Pinhead's, and that's the dude from Hellraiser, what's Pinhead's actual real name?
You mean the actor's name or the character's name?
No. The character.
Oh, I don't know the character's name. I know the actor's name.
Okay, so you give up. Okay, what about you, Laura?
It begins with an S, if I remember right. But that's about all I can remember.
Okay, so his name is the Hell Priest.
Oh, well, that doesn't begin with an S.
Oh,
No.
I thought you meant like Steven. You know, I didn't realize. I didn't. It's other title. I thought you meant just.
I
his
mean,
name.
come on, Tyson. Can you imagine if you summoned? Can you imagine if you summoned a demon and he goes, "Hi, my name is Steve.
Well, he didn't
Hi,
start.
my name is Steve.
Hello, Steven Demon. Nice to meet you.
I'm a Pisces. I'm a Pisces."
Yeah, I'm a Pisces.
You are a
No, I
Pisces.
mean, thank you. And
You're a Pisces.
yeah, you're a Pisces. And well, he did, because he was in the lore of Hellraiser, he was a human at one point. Didn't always have pins in his head.
Yes.
And that human had a name. So,
Oh yeah. I
so
just
I
don't
thought that's
remember.
what you were talking about.
Yeah, I should have been.
Oh, yeah, me too.
That's a trick question. I should have been more.
No, that's fine. It's just that's not where my mind went. And also, the actor's name is Douglas Bradley.
Yes, that is the actor's name, Douglas Bradley. Yes, yes. But it is based off of a book, and his name is Hell Priest. I forget where the whole pinhead thing came from. I think that was like a nickname they gave him on set.
Probably.
So it kind of just stuck. But
It's stuck.
it stuck.
Like a pin.
Right.
Man,
right.
stop throwing things at me, dudes.
Yeah, I think the story might have been called The Hellbound Heart.
Now that I didn't know.
I think so. I think so. I think I might have even read that one. I think it was in his books of blood, but I'm not sure. As I've read a few Clive Barker stuff. Now, Laura, have you read much Clive Barker?
I've read a few Clive Barker. I think I've read... I don't know if he wrote a Magica or not.
He did.
Okay,
Yep.
so I read that. And then, what is that one book called? When my brain starts to work. Hi, I have a kid. I have no brain cells. We have the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Nightbreed.
Oh,
Nightbreed.
Oh, you
I
read
read
that.
Nightbreed.
I read that one too, which was really good. I thought the story was actually better than the movie actually.
I agree.
But you may have a kid, but at least he's not the kid from Pet Sematary where he's gonna be like, I already done played with mommy. Now I want to play with you. And he like pulls out like a knife and Pet Sematary.
No. I haven't. I lived a sheltered life. I didn't watch many horror movies growing up.
Oh, you were robbed.
The only horror movie I saw, and it's actually my favorite horror movie, was John Carpenter's The Fog.
Ooh.
And I saw that at the tender age of 8.
Ooh.
I remember my first horror movie was Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, I love those series.
Yes. Give
I
me a
think we
good
see-
zombie movie.
Oh yeah. After watching the Living Dead series and then watching like some of the remakes and some of the other ones and stuff, I'm like, no, I'd rather take the slow moving brain zombies instead of the ones where we're just kind of like brains. Whee!
Mm. Oh, so you mean like the zombies from Return of the Living Dead when they not only run but can talk too? And of course, from 28 Days Later, they can run as well. So, but in Return of the Living Dead, they can talk. And when they
Send more paramedics.
yes,
Yeah.
send more paramedics. Yes.
Didn't they start running in like the 2004 remake of Dawn of the Dead? Because we
Yes,
saw
they
a zombie
did.
movie. And
Yes.
it was that
Yes.
one where it's like it turns to camera and you're like, oh, a zombie, and it goes, and it starts running. And you're like, they run? Oh crap! Oh no!
I have to admit that particular remake was actually pretty good, and I don't really care for remakes all that much.
Yeah.
I think it was a Zack Snyder film.
That's probably why it was better,
I do actually.
because it was Zack Snyder.
Yeah, he's a lot of people don't like his movies, but he's very visually. I feel he's very not apt isn't the word I'm looking for. Competent when it comes to creating visual imagery, and how fortunate that he happens to work in a visual medium. So,
Yes.
but a lot of people don't like his work, so whatever, it's fine. A lot of people don't like Marzipan, but
Marzipan.
I imagine a lot of people don't like Marzipan. There has to be a percentage of people who don't like it.
Anyway, so is this your first podcast, Laura?
Yeah, no, my second.
Second. So what show was you on first?
I have been on the Evil Teddy Bear podcast with Corey.
Nice.
Right.
He's been a guest on this show many times.
There are a few episodes, absolutely, yes.
Absolutely, because that's what we do. We drag people back on here and we just say, please.
Please always helps.
Can you please come back? Can you please come back on the show? We love you.
We begged them.
We won't pay you, but we'll try to at least entertain you for however long we're doing the show. So now, what do you guys think would be like? So obviously, like when it comes to monsters, when you're watching a monster flick, that's obviously you expect the monster at some point, and you see the monster and you start tearing stuff up. To me, it's not really scary. But what about what was that one thriller movie from back in the 80s where the dude kept calling the babysitter, and it turns out she was the stalker was in the house the whole time? Do you guys remember that movie?
Yes, it's called My Nightmare.
Yeah.
That's the one with the line, the calls are coming from inside the house?
Yes.
I don't remember what that movie's called. Just a moment.
It was also like a book series when I was growing up. Like, you'd read it in like elementary school, and it's like scary stories to tell in the dark or something like that. It's like, the phone call's coming from inside the house.
Oh, I've heard
Love that series. Love that series.
Let me find out what it is. Hey, Google. What movie contained the phrase, the calls are coming from inside the house?
When a Stranger Calls, 1979. According to YouTube,
yes.
The call is from inside the house. When a Stranger Calls, 1979.
1979, When a Stranger Calls. Well, it looks like Carol Kane. I think it was Carol Kane. I mean, oh yeah.
Yeah, she's sitting on the
singer?
No, that's Carol King. See, Carol Kane from Texas.
Oh.
Yep. She's sitting on the couch and she's talking to him. And she's like, in that very weird voice that she has, she's like, "Why are you trying to scare me?" Or however she sounds. But I mean, she always had a weird voice to me. But I mean, and like I said, I mean, how scary is that? Knowing that, like, you think that you're alone in the house, kids are asleep or whatever, and it turns out that these calls are coming from inside the house. I mean, and
it's like, why do you have a second line inside your house?
Exactly.
Think about that. It's 1979, right?
Right.
You have two lines. Where's that? Well, I'd never seen the movie, so but that's two separate lines. Or does it turn out that the person's like tapping into your own line, and then somehow they figured out that signal is there, like it's broken in with a pair of like bolt tweezers and wires, and just hook it up in one of those, like a phone freaking kit. And
right.
It's on now.
I mean, how hard would that have been back in 1978?
I don't know if this is even a thing.
Not very.
Not very?
No, you can call your own home from inside your home.
Oh,
back in the day. Yeah, I've done it.
See, yeah,
when you're too lazy to get out of bed and you want your mom to bring you breakfast, you get the phone upstairs, you dial the number, you hang up. When you hear your mom start to pick up and go hello, you pick it up and you're like, "Hi.
Can I have breakfast, please? I don't want to get out of bed."
That never happened. Usually the beatings occur shortly thereafter.
So
it's like, "You want breakfast? I'll give you breakfast.
I'll give you a knuckle sandwich, kid."
Right. Get out of bed.
With eggs.
And bacon. Here's your bacon.
Here's your bacon. Yeah, but that would definitely
it's still hot.
That would definitely be rather disturbing, though. I mean, like nowadays, like if someone was obviously called from like a cell phone inside your house, I'm sure that's easily traceable, like real fast right now, like with technology and everything like that.
Just ping you, and they're like, "Oh, it's inside your house." Well, shit.
Here's the stalker's Facebook location inside your house.
So that's now 4. I have to go back and bleep out. So I am keeping track. Yeah.
Sorry about that, dude. My bad. My bad, brother.
Okay. That's why I just try to keep it to a minimum from this point on. It just makes it harder to edit. Thank you. Thanks.
I'm doing the heart. I love you, my brother. Namaste.
I don't know what that is. Oh, that's the upside down heart. That looks like the head of the. Never mind. There. No, I can't get my hands to turn around. Oh, this is a visual thing, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm trying to do the heart thing with my hands. Oh,
we're doing hearts.
There's the
Halloween episode. We're doing hearts.
Yeah, it looks like a heart. This is what they do in what is it, Korea?
Korea.
Yeah.
Korea.
Make a little heart with their hands. This actually kind of looks like the caterpillar on the mushroom a little bit. Except,
It does.
I don't know what this part is, because this is their head, so maybe it's just like this. Who are you?
Well,
Also visual,
Tyson.
sorry. Yes, Hunter.
Tyson, and I want Laura to hear this, and I want the listeners to hear this.
Okay.
When it comes now, you said that I was up to my fourth swear word, and we never actually set a limit of how many swear words that I could say per show. So, I mean, is it 3? Is it 4? Is it 5? Is it none?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I just got to get like a limit in my head. So once I get the limit in my head, then I know I can't go beyond,
Well, it was actually between the two of you. It was you were 3 and she was 1. But that's not the limit. I mean, honestly, I prefer 0 because it makes my job a lot easier. But I'm not whatever. It's just I would literally prefer there to be 0. I prefer that at the very least a 1, and then like, oh, okay, I'll try not to do that again. And oops. But
well, the last episode that we did, like, how many curses was there?
Yeah,
because
it's very few.
Okay, good. Very few.
But we also the last episode, the episode that just are you talking about the one we just recorded, or the one that just posted today?
No, the one that we just recorded.
Oh, okay. I don't remember. I don't think it was very many. I don't know yet. I won't know for a couple more weeks because I won't edit it until a couple more weeks from now.
Gotcha.
The one just posted was pretty few. Not very many at all.
Okay.
I don't even know if there was. I feel like there was 1 or 2. It's the one where you're telling the story about Grandma's house of Woo, and it.
Yes, I just heard. Yes, I forgot about that, but.
So I bleeped out that word, but that was funny.
I should let Laura in on the joke if she hasn't heard it. So my wife did not find this funny at all, and I guess it's because she's used to dealing with me every single day. So jokes don't tend to be as funny, I guess. But anyway. So we were house hunting, and we went down to this town called Jackson, and with the realtor, and she advised us that the lady was going to be home while we were looking in this lady's house, and I said, that's a little creepy, but okay, whatever, like, it's, whatever. She could answer questions about the house and stuff like that. So it's this little old lady, and she lives by herself, and she had like 7 to 10 cats, and obviously, like, the house was well maintained, very clean. But at the end of the day, 10 cats in a house is 10 cats in a house. So I basically said Grandma's house of hoo-ha, but I said something else.
The P word.
And to me, right, the P word. But because to me, it was just funny.
The word that also means cat.
Right. But obviously, wife didn't find that too hysterical. So
Grandma's house of cats, except with the word.
I mean, Laura hasn't. Laura doesn't know that, my wife and of course Tyson has to deal with my antics on a regular basis, and you never know what I'm going to do and or say, so I feel very bad for them sometimes because I'm just crazy that way.
Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong.
No worries.
Fun.
Like the time I was watching Star Wars in Spanish at like 2:00 in the morning.
That's actually that is part of the same conversation on that show. Oh, well, you just heard this show because we put it up. What you got going on tonight there? Drink-wise.
So I got what's called Carnivore. It's a here it's a.
Is it red?
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Makes sense.
And it's from California. It's a 2017 year. So.
Oh, 2017 red wine.
Yep.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Called Cannibal.
Yes.
Carnivore. Sorry.
Carnivore.
Fitting for the Halloween episode?
Yes.
I heard the kid.
No, he is sound asleep still.
Okay.
So Laura, what is your favorite go to scary movie that you could watch throughout the year if you had one?
It's The Fog. John Carpenter's The Fog, not the remake. John Carpenter's The Fog from 1980.
Nice. Mine is, I would have to say, The Thing from 1980, John Carpenter's.
Oh,
Love it. Yes. Love it.
That's a good one.
John Carpenter's really good at making movies that are scary, but not too, where it's just like blood and guts and gore and stuff. It's like, really good special effects or really good intense suspense where you're just like...
Yes.
Or creepiness, like in The Mountain of Madness, which is one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
That is a good one.
One of my favorites. That's one of my favorites of his, I'd say. Of the ones that I've seen of his, that is one of my favorites. I've seen actually, I'd say like 70% of his movies. There's a few I haven't seen, like I've never really seen Dark Star all the way through. Never seen Assault on Precinct 13, like at all, although I should. I've never seen Memoirs of an Invisible Man.
What about...
or Prince of Darkness.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I need to see it. It's part of the Apocalypse series, I believe, is what it is considered. Yeah.
Now, how do you guys feel about The Shining?
I like The Shining.
That's creepy, but I like The Shining.
Something happened with the kitty?
Oh, he just flipped onto his back.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still asleep.
Not here, Mrs. Torrance. Danny ran away.
Yeah, that's not creepy at all.
Well, I think it's creepy is when he's like riding around the corner on his little bike, and he's like...
Big wheels.
And he sees the two little girls.
Play with us, Danny.
Yes.
Play with us forever.
Ever and ever and ever. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a good film. I really like the music in that.
Remember what Mr. Holleran said, Danny? They're just pictures in a book. They're not real.
Oh, yeah, I'm scared.
Did you see or read the sequel to The Shining?
I did. I read the book first, and then I saw the movie when it came out. And I have to the movie was okay, but the book was definitely far superior in every aspect.
I've neither seen nor read. I will eventually, but I just haven't really had the time to.
You're gonna love it, dude. Watch the movie. It's on Amazon Prime right now.
Oh, really?
Yep. It's on Amazon Prime. I mean, I think it's like 2 hours, but it's definitely a good movie.
Dr. Sleep.
Yes.
That's what it's called. Dr. Sleep with Ewan McGregor.
Yep.
As I believe a grown-up Danny Torrance, is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
So not only is he grown up, but he has to escape his problems because he became a junkie, and that's all I'll say. Okay.
Well, it makes sense. His father was a substance abuser.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was an alcoholic who traded his soul to, a bunch of ghosts to have a glass of beer, and they gave him a bottle of whiskey and said, here's your whiskey. Now go kill your family.
Yeah.
And
well, all right then.
Yeah.
Okay,
Lloyd,
dog
I'll do it.
Bit me.
Mm-hmm. I'll do whatever you say, Lloyd. As long as you keep on giving me that that whiskey. Get your ass out of here and go do it. Do it.
And Lloyd was he was Tyrell from Blade Runner, that actor.
Oh, that's why he looked familiar.
Yeah, he's probably in a few other things, but
I haven't seen Blade Runner in a long time.
Neither have I. No, it's been a while.
Neither have I.
But
actually, what I was watching before the episode tonight, I was watching Night of the Demons.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
The first one.
So, yes.
Which I've still not seen. Is it on Amazon?
Yeah.
I might have to see that.
So essentially, it involves a mansion that was also a funeral home, and it was on the wrong side of the land or the stream. There's an underground stream that goes around the property, and the land itself is possessed by demons. And these kids, they go to this mansion on Halloween night, and they start to party, and they one by one start to become possessed by the demon. I mean, definitely, like it's not really a gore fest. I don't want to say that. Kind of like Tyson, I had you watch Demons, the Italian movie. Now that's a gore fest, but this is definitely not a gore fest. This is some good old fun, like kind of like Spook House type deal.
I don't think
except
I did see
with
Demons.
You did, remember? Because
I saw Rat's Night of Terror.
Oh, okay, right, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Also a good movie.
Well, that's debatable. I mean, it had some great lines.
He's like, that's debatable.
It was entertaining. It was bizarre. I'd watch it again.
He's like, that's debatable.
I mean, let's see here.
I have weird tastes.
Hey, I mean, I didn't
disenjoy. That's not a word. I thought it was interesting. It was definitely it. So, can you describe Rat's Night of Terror to Laura? Oh, yeah, he's got one.
I can.
There's one of those behind Laura somewhere too, on the shelf. That's a
A fugly.
A fugly.
Oh my god! When I first saw this, I died laughing. And I did name him, but I forget what his name is now. Sorry, buddy. I forget what his name is.
I never knew.
So there it is. So for those of you who can't see this, there is a line of stuffed animals, for lack of a better term, and they have some of them. I don't know if all of them do, but many of them have human-looking teeth.
Nice.
Yeah, that looks like basically an Ewok with human teeth.
Yeah, it does actually.
Like, I mean, it is cute, but it's also ugly. And that's oh yeah. There you go. That is what is that one called again, Laura?
It's called a domo.
A domo, yes, and that is what the Target mascot.
No, this is actually Japanese. I got this from Uwajimaya.
Uwajimaya, that's right.
Nice.
Every time I think it's like some kind of Target thing. No, it's Uwajimaya. Uwajimaya. There's a store in Northern California, the Pacific Northwest, called Uwajimaya. There's actually a couple of, at least two. There might be more than two. There's one in Seattle and one in Bellevue, and it's Asian supplies and food, fresh food, canned food, frozen food. And, let's see what Laura's got there now. She's holding up something. Hey, put that.
What is that? That's great.
It's Baby Cthulhu.
That's what I was trying to show you earlier.
Yeah. You see how it's got the wings? Oh, yeah. See, it's got the wings on the back there. Yeah. And
nice.
Yeah, I want to put yours closer to the camera, too, Hunter, so she can see that. That's what I was telling her about this. It's like a little Hummel, kind of, except it's Cthulhu.
Terrifying?
Yes.
Yeah, I get a little bit closer to the camera if you wouldn't mind. Like, get its face like real close to there. There, up. Yeah, there you go. See the detail on that sucker? Yeah.
So I'm looking
That is exactly the description and actually the drawing that is in the short story Call of Cthulhu, because I have like a little excerpt about what it's called, and that is exactly how it's described. They also have like little pictures too and stuff, and that was one of them.
I picked this up on my honeymoon. And when
yeah, like you do.
Right.
Like one does.
And when I got back, I was like, this should definitely be like the god of sorts for the antisocial show. So what I used to do is I used to bless the episode and just say, in the name of Cthulhu, let us have a good show, yada yada yada, and then but yeah, I love Cthulhu.
Oh yeah. I mean, H.P. Lovecraft is definitely the godfather of horror movies. If you anything you think of the movie Alien as like the best horror movie out there, where it's got this like gross alien, and it's the best horror movie ever. It's like, well, most of the stuff that was created for the movie Alien was inspired by H.P. Lovecraft. Like Giger was a H.P. Lovecraft connoisseur,
cosmic horror, because
he basically came up with descriptions of different various horrors for people. And, tentacly face being one of them. This is like the most popular creature out there.
I love the Alien franchise. Comic books I collected over the years. I had action figures at one point. In space, no one can hear you scream.
Laura, you were saying about Giger or
Lovecraft,
Laura?
Giger. He inspired the alien planet off of H.P. Lovecraft because of the descriptions and stuff. And don't get me. Well, you can get me started on H.P. Lovecraft actually, because I've read a bunch of his short stories not that long ago and stuff. Just before I did my video, Call of Cthulhu, because I read Call of Cthulhu and then I read, all the other short stories and stuff. And I gotta admit, he will leave things up to your imagination, but his descriptions are very, very descriptive.
It's funny because there's a lot of the stuff in there it's also considered to be undescribable, and that's part of what makes it horrible. So so there are descriptions, but it's also described as being undescribable.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Or indescribable.
Well, I mean, I think
undescribable horror.
I think when writers do that, or screenwriters, when they do things like that, it makes it leaves more for the imagination, makes your mind think. It puts it to work, essentially, rather than just giving you instant gratification.
Right. Well,
which is exactly why I love The Fog. Is
Yes.
everything is left up to your imagination. You, only at the end, in the last like 5 minutes, do they reveal what the Fog people actually look like. Like a light shines on them, and you just kind of go, ugh.
Yes. I enjoyed The Fog. I thought it was great. But of course, I also enjoyed the Universal monsters, like the classics, like Dracula, Frankenstein. I mean, again, up to your imagination. Wolfman,
Yeah.
exactly. Now, here is a gem that most people actually didn't appreciate it when it came out into the theaters. It only got a cult following like 10 years later, and that was Frank Langella's Dracula, like his adaptation of Dracula that went from theater to movies. And at no time in the movie did you see this guy have fangs and bite somebody on the neck. And that was like because like he wanted to leave it, he wanted you to have it in your imagination, but he was also trying to say, hey, Dracula, he's like this like lost, twisted, romantic soul type guy that just wants to be loved. That's basically all it is. And can I say scumbag?
Yeah, you can see Scumbag.
Okay. I'm asking permission on our show to say scumbag. So he's kind of a scumbag because he basically steals another man's woman with this like, oh, I'm so sad type guy. You know what I mean? But I loved his adaptation of Dracula.
Is scumbag considered a swear in parts of the world, like the word wanker kind of is?
Well, wanker. Well, we know what wanker is. That's the British term for.
Yes, we know what it is. But they actually bleep that word over there, and we don't.
Right.
So, or the word wank.
I don't know if scumbag is though.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not one I would. It's just like the F word, the S word, the A word, but only if it's got the word "hole" directly after it. The B word, the P word.
The D word?
Especially
the
D
word.
A word, P word.
Right.
The D word, yes. Oh, yeah, well, it depends. It depends, like, what context it's being used in. Like, if somebody's being a D word, it's okay. But if they, if it's suck my D word, then yeah, then that gets bleeped.
Yeah, but don't forget it's also somebody's name, though, too.
That's true, in which case it wouldn't get bleeped.
Now, I never actually, and this is funny, I never actually Googled this, but it can be considered a derogatory term, obviously. Now, do you think like this was a punishment to like the first guy whose name this was, because it's like, well, you know what, you're such an F and A that we're gonna name the penis after your name, so forever in time, people will just, I
mean, it's like the Robin Hood Men in Tights theory of like, King John and his punishment is what? To be...
Every toilet will be named John.
No! It's no good. What? With you going out the toilet and it's the people with the...
That's the worst Richard Lewis impression ever.
But getting to your question, you asked me to... describe the movie Rats to Laura. Okay, so
Rats Night of Terror.
Right. So essentially, this movie is basically based after I don't know how many years of an apocalypse with nuclear, right? And apparently, humankind they moved underground, and they established a society, and apparently there was a group of people that couldn't take the rules or whatever, so they went back above ground and essentially started their own community. Now, the two communities have basically separated and have no contact, where the people underneath the ground are considered more intellectual than the people above ground, which are considered like modern cavemen now, which is actually pretty funny because they know what a telephone is, and they're riding around. They're riding around in cars and motorcycles, and the one dude who's bald, who reminds me of a Buddhist, knows what a computer is, but they're considered unintelligent, and they take refuge in this like city, and they're being terrorized by highly intelligent rats that basically prevent them from leaving by taking out their tires. And it didn't dawn on these people to say, hey, we want to live. Screw the bikes. Let's just get the hell out of Dodge. Because that would have been my first thought. Like, as much as I love my car or my motorcycle or whatever, do I really need those things to live? No. So I'm just gonna walk out of here and be fine. But it never actually occurred to any of them to actually do that.
You know what's
No,
funny?
that's
Sorry, go ahead.
that's classic horror movie thought. Is like,
Yes.
you know, like there's what is it, a Geico commercial where these people are like, they come up to this scary house, like, let's hide in the attic, let's hide in the basement, let's get
Yes.
the running car. Are you crazy? Let's go hide behind the chainsaw. Okay, that's a great idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen this Geico commercial.
Meanwhile, the killer's right behind them.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I've probably seen that part, like where the reveal of the killer next to him, but I don't think I ever paid. That must have been. Was that on Hulu a lot or something?
Yeah, it's on Hulu a lot.
Yeah.
I watch Hulu a lot.
See, now if it was on YouTube, I probably would have seen it more often. But yeah, there's that.
You could probably Google it and watch it on YouTube.
I wonder what would it be called. The Geico commercial with horror movie killer trope.
Geico horror movie.
So,
Actually, that commercial was really popular during like The Walking Dead. Like when The Walking Dead's usually on AMC,
oh yeah.
it's usually like a very popular commercial to play.
You know, that might explain why I watch it, because every time I see it, I'm watching Ghost Adventures.
Yes.
Do they might be giving you themed advertising? That's totally possible. It's 100% possible.
100% possible.
I see Tyson, dear listener, has broken out the axe.
Yeah, so this is the thing. Well, you know, Laura, we've got a guest, and it is, you know, my wife, and I do see her every day, and you guys don't. You guys being the audience, but
And Hunter.
and Hunter.
Yes. Well, dear listener.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tyson, to cut you off real quick. Dear listener, Tyson and I have been friends for almost a decade, and this is the first actual conversation I've ever had with Tyson's wife, Laura, even though we were been friends on Facebook for like a billion years.
Yeah.
So
normally when we have a guest, we do a quiz that is made that's called "What Do These Mean Words Mean?" And
yes,
and it's created usually trying to use the letters of the guest, if it's a singular guest, the letters of their guest name, and I go through that book, which is called
Depraved and Insulting English.
I picked it up at Powell's Books in Oregon. I see your finger. Noted.
Yeah. You know what this guy did? I've been the champion of this game for like ever, okay? And the last guest that came on the show, now we were like tied, obviously. I just needed 1 point to friggin' win. He busts out the guitar and he plays it. I couldn't guess the tune. She did, and I lost.
The tie buster round, yeah.
You cost me my title, son.
Sorry.
And you know what? Stone Cold Steve Austin doesn't appreciate that, son.
So the thing is that the quizzes that we create, Laura helps me create those. So
Nice.
So what'll basically happen is I'll find...
Yes, I came up with ass hats.
Yes, the ass hat. Yeah, the idea for that one being for people who've listened to the show. Yeah, I can't remember what the word was, but the description was a device to capture flatulence that's worn on the ass, much like a hat or something. So basically, an ass hat. That was hilarious. So she came up with that, and then it's my job to basically translate that into a
Wait! Oh my gosh!
something that sounds
Is
like
ass okay?
Ass is fine. In fact, ass, and I mean, our show's name is Ass. Ass in general, I think, is okay. Again, I think it's just when it's got the word hole directly after it that it becomes a problem. And also because if somebody says hole,
A-hole,
then I've got a donkey sound ready to go because it goes and it actually the part that's not that kind of blends into that sound really nicely, so it kind of fits. Yes.
What about Jackass?
Jackass is fine.
I have a joke about that, so do what you got to do, and then I'll tell the joke later.
Okay. So what I thought we'd do is we could continue the conversation, but we could have a little friendly competition. I will play. This is those of you who've listened to the show before would be familiar with this, and also listened to the last show with people from Trashy Podcast, Erica Curry and Cassandra Cardenas. Well, no, it's basically our version of. It's essentially a name that tune thing, except I play the guitar and whistle, and then. Person tries to guess what it is I am playing and whistling, and then they get points. So I will describe real quickly the rules as far as scoring goes. Each of these will be worth 2 points. In that it will be the name of the song and the name of the artist, which I will accept covers. For example, like if I do the song, I'm not going to do the song Billie Jean, but if I did, Both Michael Jackson and Chris Cornell would be acceptable answers because they both did a version of it, so it's song and performer. So that's 2. So you can get 1 point, or you can get 2, or of course you can get 0. In order to buzz in, please say your own name. So let's practice that right now.
Hunter.
Hunter.
Okay.
So what's the song?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, so Laura, well you didn't buzz in, but
Oh, Laura.
yes.
I'm buzzing. No, I'm practicing my name.
Okay.
Well, that was in fact
don't-
me whistling Billie Jean, so it's
Oh.
it's actually the example that I gave just now, so that's odd. Okay.
You're like, it's just a thing I created in my mind.
In your mind.
All right. So
Where the demons are.
Stonehenge, where the monsters dwell.
all right. So this is the first one.
Laura.
Yes, Laura.
Karma Chameleon by Culture Club?
That is correct. Laura gets 2 points.
Woohoo!
All right.
I'm tracking these.
All right. Please continue your
Those
conversation.
sweet points.
So I guess we could do first to 10 or something. Something like that. Okay.
Anyway, please continue your conversation, or would you like a second one while I...
What was I talking about?
Oh, you're going to do a jackass joke.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so the guy sitting at the bar, minding his own business, and this other guy comes walking in, walks up to the bartender and says, "Hey, jackass, give me a drink." Okay? Guy pours him a drink. Drinks it. "Hey, jackass, give me another drink." Bartender pours him another drink, drinks it. "Hey, jackass, I want a third drink." Pours him a drink, drinks his drink, he leaves. Guy sitting at the bar goes to the bartender, "Hey, why do you let him call you jackass?" And the bartender goes, "Oh, hee-haw, he always calls me that."
That's a... He always calls me that.
I remember that joke. That's a good one.
Okay. Here's another song.
That brings me back to my original point that I'm never funny.
You're fine. It was a funny joke. I like that one. Well, Laura, yes. Is it-
No, I'm just...
You know she's gonna kick my butt.
There was a funny look that she gave the camera that nobody can see unless you're watching this. So let's see here.
Dear listener, it's a conspiracy.
A conspiracy.
Hunter,
Laura. Ah, damn it.
Yes, Hunter.
is it I Need a Hero?
It is. Do you know who it's by?
Oh, shoot, I don't.
Laura.
Well, you can still get 1 point. Yes, Laura.
Bonnie Tyler.
That is correct. Okay, so you each get a point for that. But that's good. That's pretty good.
Sweet points.
I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do that one.
I love that song, by the way.
Oh, yeah. That's a great song.
Who's in Footloose?
Oh, yeah. Notably in Footloose, being part of the playing chicken with tractors scene. Yeah.
Good Lord, I remember that. I remember
At
seeing
least
that.
I got 1 point on the board, so I'm doing good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, great job.
Thank you. No, I normally suck at this. You don't understand.
Oh, okay.
This is great for me.
All right, let's see here.
Let's see.
Sometimes I have to find the
First note. Well,
Laura.
Laura.
Love Will Keep Us Together by Captain and Chenille.
It is actually Captain and Tennille.
Whatever.
Pretty close.
Captain and Tennille. All right, I'll take the point for the song.
Okay, that is a yes. Good job though. Chenille is. I like Chenille though because I feel like there might have been a musical act with the name Chenille in its title at some point.
Yeah.
So. Isn't Chenille?
Well, Love definitely.
Sorry.
It's a type of fabric.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's like a knit thing. But love did not keep them together.
It's true.
Well, it didn't happen for Cher and what is his name?
Sonny
Sonny either.
Bono.
Sonny Bono, yeah.
Rest in
And,
peace,
when
Sonny
they
Bono.
were singing that song, our love can't pay the bills or whatever the hell it is, but
It's called "I Got You, Babe."
I've got you, babe. Yes.
I think we've done that as a duet, Tyson.
I'm positive that we did that as a duet back in karaoke days.
Oh God, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was good times there. Okay, here's one. Okay. I think
Hunter!
Yes, Hunter.
I shot the sheriff, but I didn't kill the deputy.
It is called "I Shot the Sheriff." Do you know who did it?
I'll take the 1 point because I don't.
Laura, any guesses on who performed it?
I would have accepted Bob Marley or Eric Clapton.
Okay, that is a point for Hunter.
Yeah.
Laura, this is like luck of the draw because I normally suck at this. 4 years, and I've only on my one hand I could probably guess how many songs he's did. Now, if he was like doing Disturbed, I could probably guess that because I'm more of like a Disturbed, Godsmack type listener.
I was just going to try to...
Down with the Sickness.
Yeah, I was just going to try to whistle Down with the Sickness, and I thought better of it.
Drowning deep in my sea of loathing, broken your servant I kneel. Would you give it to me? It seems what's left of my human side is slowly changing in me. Yes, I know I can't sing, Laura.
It's,
I think I've actually done that for karaoke.
Oh my God. I've done karaoke maybe one time, and now obviously Tyson knew me pre-anti-social show, and obviously you don't.
Mm-hmm.
I was never the type of person to get up in front of an audience and speak at all, period. And this show has definitely helped my confidence a little bit, so...
That's good.
Now I could get up and speak in front of people, but the one and only time I ever did karaoke, I was bombed. I was crap-faced because I drank so much and then I didn't care anymore. And then when it was all said and done, I said, Hunter has left the building.
See, now isn't that fun when you have to be creative with what you're going to say instead of the thing that you were going to say? I like crap-faced. That's pretty funny.
No, you're definitely right, dude. I mean, since we've decided to cut out the curse words, if I try to be creative, it's definitely creative, like crap face, which is not to be confused with
Pinhead
or blank face from 1966 Batman. No, false face. Sorry.
Oh, they had a false face too. Huh?
No, I think blank face might actually be something kind of like a Dick Tracy character, but I don't think it's blank face. I think it's
no face.
No face. Yes, I think that's it.
Wasn't the character called 88 Keys or something?
No. That was somebody else.
Right. Well, that was. Oh, never mind. I was going to spoil that. But yeah, I do remember there was a blank face. Absolutely, there was a blank face character. There's a blank face character in Milo and the Phantom Tool Booth, and I can't remember what its name was.
By the way, Blankface was played by Madonna.
Yes.
Well, wasn't 88 Keys the piano player? Sorry, go ahead. What?
88 Keys was a piano player, and I don't think this is a spoiler because this movie is like 20 plus years old, and if you haven't seen it
by now,
you probably then shame on you.
I saw that movie.
You know what's crazy? My dad took me to see Dick Tracy, and I remember like one of the coolest things I wanted was like the Dick Tracy talking watch. And
oh my gosh, yeah.
I have like the iWatch, which I call my Dick Tracy watch, so it's like I'm kind of like living the dream.
iWatch, is that an Apple Watch?
Yeah.
Okay, well, cool.
I meant the Apple. Yeah. Well, it's an iWatch, sure. Apple Watch, whatever. But
I called it an iWatch.
That's what it is.
Nifty. Well, that's that's the dream. I mean, that's a Star Trek communicator. Is the flip phone, So that's.
Yes.
Yes, Laura.
No, I'm agreeing. It's like the communicator is the flip phone.
So, Nightmare Before Christmas. What's the
love that show?
So, how many times would you say you've seen that movie, Hunter?
Over 100 times, dude.
And Laura's seen it once. I've seen it. I'm gonna say 5 or 6 times. I did enjoy it. I did also own it, but I didn't really get a chance to watch it very many times with anybody. So whatever.
Yeah, it's got a thing in it that I can't watch. And it really, really, really disturbs me. So if any movie that has that thing in it, anything that has brains in it.
Brains, Laura, brains.
See, the thing is in the zombie movies, they'll say brains and stuff, but they're not actually eating brains. They're just eating people.
Let me tell you, I love zombie movies to no end, and that's how I met Tyson, honestly. On Twitter when I wanted to promote my own short movie production company called Zombie Bacterium, and
which is your Twitter handle.
Yes. However, my wife does not like zombie movies, and it hurts my heart.
Well, yeah, it happens. Some people like some. I mean, Laura you do like some zombie movies, Laura, right?
I like the Living Dead series. I do like World War Z. That was a movie that basically got my heart a pounding. It was just like, holy crap.
That had some good stuff in it.
Oh, God, that was great.
I mean, if I had to pick a zombie movie right now that would be like close to reality as possible, would have to be 28 Days Later.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, I don't know if those people are alive or dead, but it's called the rage virus. And it derived from animals. So that would probably be the closest to reality of a zombie movie, or Zombieland, in fact.
I like Zombieland.
Oh, yeah, that one's funny.
Now, I did get my wife to see Zombieland Part 2 on the honeymoon.
Oh. So
I'm like, can we go watch this? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, really? And we went to a couple different movies, actually, on the honeymoon. But Zombieland Double Tap was the one we saw, and loved Zombieland.
Had she seen the first one?
Oh, I wanted a Twinkie! Yeah, she saw the first one.
Okay.
So I lied. It's not like I can't get her to watch zombie movies. I can get her to watch Shaun of the Dead and, of course, Zombieland. Those are basically the only ones I can get her to watch. Anything else, it's like, when it comes to like The Walking Dead, no. Night of the Living Dead, no. So the more serious it is, then obviously not. But
Night of the Living Dead is fairly tame.
It's also pretty serious.
It is though. But here's the thing. Here's a fun fact. Well, not a fun fact. Sorry, I didn't mean to say fun fact. But here's a fact for you.
Here's a terrible fact.
Here's a terrible fact.
What's that?
The day that Night of the Living Dead aired in the movie theaters for the first time was the actual date that Martin Luther King was assassinated.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a bummer.
It is. It sucked. That's why I was like, this is not a fun fact. It's a terrible fact. But, yeah.
That is terrible.
But
here's the thing for you to know.
It is very interesting, considering the history of the movie. And also, it's in the public domain. So, and for those of you who are eagle-eared, if that's a thing, our theme music is a remix of elements from Night of the Living Dead's music and audio.
And okay, so yeah, you're right, Tyson. But so the original concept of the theme song was Night of the Living Dead and the song from Sucker Punch. However, that's not on public domain. So Tyson, because of his genius, pick something that sounded so close that you would, if you listen to the show on a basis, on a regular, you would be able to pick that out and then listen to the actual real song and say, hey, this is like the second element of the Anti-Social Show theme song.
It's called a Sound Alike, and it's Bjork's Army of Me.
Yes.
It's the beat. I gotta check on the kitty. You can hear her walking now that way. So we just need to
fine.
Need to take a moment. Do you need to take a moment or anything?
Yeah, can I go smoke a cigarette real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
And we'll wrap it up.
Oh, she's back. Oh, you're back.
Oh,
Eyes. Sorry.
Everything
Baby
okay?
monitor.
Okay.
Baby monitor is dying.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I was gonna take like a moment, Laura, if you don't mind.
Nope, go for it.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go smoke a cigarette.
All right.
Oh, by the way, dear listener, as of today, Monday, I have to quit smoking, so I'm going to take advantage of it until then. So.
Okay.
And I will explain further when I get back.
All right. Okay.
Cool.
And we are still recording.
All right, cool.
So Laura, you played Call of Cthulhu, the video game, and you've read the story that it was based on.
Yes.
How would you say it holds up, or how would you, or I don't know if you want to hold it. How is Call of Cthulhu the game as a game?
Call of Cthulhu as a game is definitely, well, it as to let your listeners know, I am the host of the gaming show Gaming Outside My Comfort Zone, so I play games that I do not like to play or do not normally play.
Right. Or would not normally think to play.
Yeah. So Call of Cthulhu is a role-playing game, and that sounds utterly boring to me. And also it's a scary game, so I'm not into either one of those. So I, hunkered down and was like, got to do it for Lovecraft and for Cthulhu. Have not seen Cthulhu yet, but I saw a shark and it scared me. So, or maybe I did see Cthulhu. You never know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But so it's tedious because you have to you have to go up to everybody. You have to ask them a bunch of questions. You got to go off and do some quests. You got to listen to some people. Shut up. Give me the information I need. Just make it quick. So it's tedious, but when you're not actually doing the tedious stuff, it's actually pretty fun because you're like, okay, well, where do I need to go? What do I need to do? How am I going to solve this problem that I need to solve in order to see Cthulhu? So that was my primary goal, was to find Cthulhu, but I ran out of time. So, I'd still play this game again just because, it's Cthulhu and I like things that are Cthulhu.
Now, I would say it struck me as a game that requires a certain amount of time commitment to really get into the meat of it.
Yes.
But would you do more videos of it, do you think?
Yeah, I would definitely do more videos of it as well, just because, got to keep going with the Call of Cthulhu. Might as well see it to the end.
Charging ahead. Now, how would you say it compares to, say, or does it, is it evocative of the, it is a short story, right? Or is it a novel?
Call of Cthulhu, I guess, is technically considered a short story. It is 32 pages, because I counted.
Short story, definitely. Yeah.
But it has absolutely for all I know, Call of Cthulhu, the game, could actually be what's happening before the actual short story Call of Cthulhu starts.
Oh, okay. So now Hunter is back. Thank you for the information. And really quickly, Laura, would you say what the name of your show is again and what your channel is called so people can find it on YouTube?
I love it, by the way.
Go ahead, yeah.
So you can find me at Sexy Laura 27 Games on YouTube, and my show is called Gaming Outside My Comfort Zone. And the most recent game that I did is Call of Cthulhu. There's a bunch more stuff coming out soon. I got a backlog, and I have a kid, so trying to edit. Two X's in sexy. 2 X's. For
those of you who don't know, it's SEXXYLAURA 27. That's the numeral 2 and the numeral 7, and then Laura, and then games, and that's the name of the channel. Or you could probably put GOMCZ or Gaming Outside My Comfort Zone into the search in YouTube and come up with her videos, or her channel. And
Or you can put Gomez, because for some reason when you put in Gomez, you get my gaming channel as well. So that's nice.
that's fine. I thought it was the other way around. I thought it was if you put in GOMCZ, you'll get Selena Gomez stuff.
So
See,
last,
I've done both.
Sorry. So last night I was reviewing my old Facebook videos, and I was probably 32, I think, when I did these.
Oh wow!
And this was obviously pre podcasting for me.
Mhm.
So I watched it, and I actually did mention Laura's YouTube channel in those because that's what I was watching. So obviously that's what I wanted to promote as as a thing. So yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I was watching even back then. It was fantastic. I remember sitting at home in a snowstorm, and I'm like, you know what? That's what I'm going to watch. So that's what I was watching.
Nice.
Yes.
I need to go back and look at some of those again. It's
Well,
been a while.
you know what? It's been long overdue, I think.
What's that?
It's been long overdue that since we had a member of our own family, part of the anti-social show family, on the show. So it's definitely been long overdue. So
Oh, getting Laura on the show?
So
Definitely. Yeah,
of
please.
course.
Thank you for coming on the show.
thank you.
Why don't
You are welcome.
we do a couple more of these and we can wrap up? And we might get to 10. We'll see, okay?
Yeah.
All right, real quick here. I don't mean 10 o'clock. I mean 10 points. At this moment, the score is Laura has 4 points and Hunter has 2 points. So it's still anyone's game. Okay, here's one.
No, I'm getting my butt handed to me.
Well, we'll see how you do with these next ones. All right. Laura?
It's Carly Simon.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I gotta stop laughing for it.
I think I know why you're laughing. Is it because of Big John's, what he used to call the
Yes!
song? Okay. Well, what's the song called? Okay.
Oh no. Oh no. How many times have I lost control on the show like this, Tyson?
A couple. It's okay. I like a good laugh period.
You're so vain.
Yes, it is You're So Vain by Carly Simon. Now, what's funny about that? Would you like to describe what's so funny, or should I do the short version of why that's funny or the thing?
We had a karaoke host at our local karaoke bar that we were friends with, and he basically called the song Big Blue Vein.
Yeah. And he had a tendency to basically sing sometimes his jokes along with when you were doing the song. So you'd be singing You're So Vain, and you'd hear him go Big Blue Vein along with it.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I almost have to leave the room.
It's all right. But
Oh my god.
so that's why because that's pretty funny.
I'm like, you're so vain, and then I was like, no, it's in my head.
You know, the last time I lost control like that was we had Marty Yu on the show from the Nooner, and Tyson was talking about Spider-Man, but he was doing it in such a way that, with his hand gestures, that I just lost control and started laughing so bad that I literally had to excuse myself, or wanted to excuse me. Yes. I wanted to excuse myself from the room. That's how funny it was.
I was talking about Spider-Man 2, the video game, and
Yes.
yeah,
This is what I live with.
Well, right.
That's
well.
Right.
Yes, I had to figure.
It's a fantastic game. It's one of the best games of all time.
It is pretty funny.
Well, I mean, it's a great mechanic too. I mean, it's fun to play once you get into it because the feeling of momentum is actually palpable as you're swinging around New York. And they started saying swinging around New York, and that made you laugh because we're taking it in a different context. Something like that.
There's a visual occurring.
Hunter's lost his marbles.
Okay, here's one. It's too low.
Laura.
Yes.
Laura.
Yes,
I
Laura.
don't like Mondays.
Who's it by?
Like, is it Boomtown Cats?
It's the Boomtown Rats.
I'll just take the title.
Like 1 point. Okay, that's a good guess, Laura. Wonderful. Okay.
See, now I love
This is at
Monday.
every live. It was in Live Aid and Live 8,
And Live Aid, yes.
and I
love-
still remember the lyrics.
And I believe one of the Secret Policeman's Ball ones as well. I think Bob Geldof performs at pretty much at every event that he does.
Yes, yes, he does, because he only has the song.
Oh, yeah.
There's a few other songs by the Boomtown Rats, but
That's the most notable one that people know of. Yes, Hunter.
I love Mondays because it's a day off for me.
well, there you go.
Oh, I get Saturdays and Sundays off.
See, I get Sundays and Mondays off, and I love it because it's like, like the last day of the week and the first day of the week. So it's like when I go back to work on Tuesday, it's like, okay, I'm like well rested and everything else. But of course, I just don't like Tuesdays for that reason. Except the fact that it's Taco Tuesdays. So I love Taco Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Taco Tuesday's great.
Tacos.
I love tacos.
I miss taco time.
Oh, yeah.
Dear listener,
Hmm.
we can salvage Halloween. Just give out tacos.
Ooh.
This is your mission. Tacos.
Taco Halloween. Taco Halloween.
Yes. Tacos and, of course, tequila for the adults. So, that, why can't adults go trick-or-treating? Tacos and tequila. It would be a good time.
I just had a very naughty thought go through my head. Thank you.
I mean, think about it. Like, you can get dressed up, go around town, and, like, okay, you're an adult. As a taco. Here's your taco, and here's, like, your little airplane bottle of tequila, But you have to act like a kid. So it's like trick or treat, and here's your taco and tequila. There you go.
Taco and tequila.
Yes.
Salt.
Where's the damn salt?
I can't have salt, by the way.
Oh, no? You're
No,
salt restrictive?
Yeah, so I went to my doctor. I went to the gastro. And apparently I am overweight, which obviously I knew. And my blood pressure is high, so I had to give up the salt.
Oh, no. You shouldn't have black licorice either.
Yeah, that's a thing too, actually. And I'm not a big fan of licorice, but if I had to have it, black.
Yeah.
Remember those? Do you remember like those licorice tobacco pipes that they used to have?
Yes, licorice pipes.
Yes. Yeah.
They're just a full-on small like a pipe, except it was made of licorice, black licorice.
Like the candy cigarettes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but apparently, if you have high blood pressure, you shouldn't eat black licorice because you can die. Like, you literally can straight up die from eating like a bag of black licorice.
Well, I won't be having that anytime soon.
Yeah, so don't do that.
Please don't.
This one. Here, let's see if I got the next one.
Laura.
Guess, Laura.
Oh my gosh.
Her face is turning beet red, dear listener, because she's laughing her butt off so bad.
We've done this as a duet too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So lift your eyes
if I feel you can.
reach for a start and I'll
Yeah, I figured it out.
what I needed was someone to show me.
Yep. So what's it?
You know I'm not fooling. Oh, what?
What's the song? What's the song called? Who's it by?
Oh my God! Just as it just went right out of my head. Sorry.
Okay.
Shoot.
It's all right. It's been one for I haven't had any for a while now, and we are nearing the end. So there's a nice long gap without them.
I don't know who it's by.
Okay.
Lost in Love.
It is called Lost in Love. Yes, it is by Air Supply. So now there's 2 points that separates Laura from winning at this point.
And 8 points for Hunter.
Dear listener, you can't see this right now, but Laura's actually giving me the sad face, like up yours.
I looked away. I didn't see it. She's blinking all.
Now she's giving me like the sweet innocent face, but now she's the diabolical face.
I will crush your bones.
I am Bone Crusher. All right, let's see.
I am Bone Crusher.
I am Bone Crusher.
All right, ready for this one? Could either be the last one or the next one.
Lay it on me, brother.
I can actually see Laura stroking her beard out of the corner of my eye because there's a monitor right there. The monitor is right there, which you can't see me pointing to anyway. So I just have to move my eyes and I can see you guys. Let's see. Oops. It's actually a lot quieter than it sounds.
Oh, no takers on this one. Okay, shall I just say what it was? Yeah, this is not your fault, by the way, because this is it's a terrible presentation of this type of thing. But it's Sister Golden Hair by America.
Oh, I was going to say...
Never heard that song.
Yeah.
It kind of sounded a little bit like It Never Rains in Southern California, but I'm like...
Oh, yeah, by Albert Hammond.
Doesn't quite... so I didn't say anything.
No,
it's certainly not raining in California right now. No pun intended.
No. It did rain the other day.
The other day, yeah.
Oh, did it? Did it? Dear listener, they screwed up my joke.
No. We had rain once. It was very wet.
It was very wet. It's raining outside my house right now.
Is
Can
it?
you send it this way?
Send the rain? Oh, yeah, we need to...
Send us the rain.
Need it fuzzy.
You can have it.
We're on fire right now, so we need rain.
Oh, yeah, send it to Southern California and parts of Northern. Oops.
Laura.
Yes, Laura.
It's Cyndi Lauper, Time After Time.
That is correct.
I friggin' knew that one too.
Well, it's 80s, so...
Yep. When it comes to the 80s, I definitely listen to a lot of Cyndi Lauper.
And that gives Laura 10 points for the win of our weird version of...
I mean, thank you.
Salute.
Congratulations.
Salute.
So it's...
I had help.
Oh, yes, I get help from Cthulhu. It's funny because you both got Cthulhu idols, and I don't have any such thing around here
That can...
help me or save me. That's okay. Here's a great horror story, by the way. Something we can talk about another time. Started rereading this.
Yeah, that's 1984.
Yeah, it's backwards, though. Yeah, you can see it in the thing. Yeah, this is... it's not really a horror story, but it kind of is. The dystopian science fiction story from 1948, written by George Orwell. And Laura recently read this book for the first time.
Oh my gosh.
And I still have yet to do a podcast with her about the book, which I would like to do because I read it 3 times before 10th grade, and I don't remember very much of it. I remember the gist of it. I remember the world it's set in. I remember its 3 very oft-repeated phrases. The freedom is slavery. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. And
Big Brother is watching
Big Brother's watching you. And things like that. I kind of remember how it ends. I sort of remember the middle. I remember there's a love story, sort of. But it's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Timely, in a way. A peek into the world that we could be living in, but we don't yet. And it was imagined that it would become that in 1984, which, of course, helped inspire the famous the commercial by Ridley Scott about Apple, where it's got a 1984 theme to it, and it's like, let's make sure that 1984 doesn't become 1984, which is hilarious because now everybody's got a computer and a locator that they carry around with them, and they take pictures of themselves constantly and are on camera everywhere. So we live in a surveillance society, but it's not quite as insidious as it was made out to be in the book.
You know what's scary, really? If we're talking about like, and this is like true life scariness, obviously Halloween, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
A very young hunter read an article in Reader's Digest about how the age of privacy has gone away with social media, cell phones, satellites, things like that. There is no such thing as privacy anymore, and it would be very hard for a serial killer to go with modern forensics. It would be very hard for, like, let's say Jeffrey Dahmer to actually
get away with it?
Commit a murder.
Yeah.
Get away with it. Yeah. Or anyone, for that matter. Like, if you wanted to go out and be a serial killer, it would be very hard for you to do so because of the age we're living in, which is the age of no privacy. Like, literally, like, Big Brother, think about this. Big Brother watches everything that you do. So, like, when you guys are texting, like, just you two, or you and I, Tyson, Big Brother actually watches what we're texting. That's how scary that is.
Oh, yeah.
So we have an entity that watches every little thing we do. Like, if we go on the internet, for example, they watch what we look up. That's how scary that is. I remember when me and my wife were dating, the first Christmas that, so basically when my mom was still alive, we would spend Christmas night with her and Christmas morning with her parents. So the niece was over, her niece, my niece now, obviously, and she was opening up these toys. And I'm like, oh, these are really cool. Like, I never thought about these toys, like, for little girls. And the next day, it's like they're advertising it on my Facebook page, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I just mentioned it. Like, I didn't type it in. Like, I didn't Google it. I just mentioned it. And now it's being advertised to me. So, like, what is your phone, like, really listening to that you don't know?
That's a good point.
Right?
All of this definitely explains why I haven't heard of just a serial killer in general. Like, the last one that I had heard of was the Green River Killer, and they found him in 2010 or something along those lines.
Right.
Right, the Green River Killer. Well, there was the one that they just found recently that Patton Oswalt's late wife had written a true crime story about, and I can't remember what the...
Oh yeah.
But I do remember the Green River Killer thing when that happened, when they found him.
Nobody ever remembers the Happy Face Killer.
The Happy Face Killer?
Yeah. So he apparently was...
sounds familiar.
Yes. So he was a killer on the freeway that would leave happy face stickers at truck stops, and it was supposed he was supposed to be like a truck driver, some theorized, and never caught.
Wrong. Really? That's
Really?
Interesting. There was a truck driver serial killer that was caught here that was in this area like 20 years ago or something now. But
But think about it. Like, you can't be a serial killer anymore. Like, anybody that wants to be a serial killer obviously can't do it with today's technology. Like, take, like, Scream, for example. Like, remember the movie Scream?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
look how easy those guys did that. But now with today's modern technology, it's like it's almost impossible to commit mass murder.
Well, that's probably,
unless you're
probably a good thing.
No, definitely, dude. I don't want any of our listeners to go out and try to become a serial killer, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's
no. Don't do that.
No, no, please don't.
Kindly refrain.
Kindly, right. But it's definitely a good thing. I mean, it's a good and bad thing. It's a good thing that we don't. I mean, it's a good thing that serial killers can't become a thing anymore. But a bad thing that we have no privacy whatsoever. Like, our conversations are not actually private because they go from you to somebody else to me, for example. So it goes somewhere. There's always a middleman.
And this one, it's getting recorded and put out there in the world for people to listen to whenever they want to. Right.
But that's the scary thing. It's like technology is the scary thing. Like somebody on Facebook tried to theorize that Terminator is a horror movie, and it actually is. Because think about it. With technology, like AI, could happen within the next 10 years.
Well, plus there are killer cyborgs with guns.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty scary. But yeah, it's not just super intelligent AI, it's also actual physical robots with guns. That actually don't need guns to kill you, as evidenced in the first part of that movie when he makes short work of, was it Bill Paxton in that, or was it one of the guys with him?
It was Bill Paxton and like the two guys with him.
Yeah.
Right, but he sticks his fist through one of them. Was it Bill Paxton who he sticks his fist through?
No.
I thought it might have been the other guy.
It was the other guy.
Okay.
Now the other guy that he actually stuck his fist through, Laura, I don't remember his name, but he was definitely a guy that's been in. He was in Fright Night 2, and he was in the X-Files as an alien. So he's like one of those guys that wasn't like never had like his own movie, but he was definitely like a secondary character in a lot of things.
Who was he in Fright Night 2? Was he the wolf-style vampire?
No, he was the driver.
No, I don't remember the driver. It's been a while since I've seen Fright Night 2. I'm going to have to revisit that one.
I'm sorry, did I just hear you say a wolf-type vampire?
Yeah, there was one of the vampires who was kind of like a wolf type in that movie. He had like
he was right. He turned into a wolf.
Yeah, he had. That was his preferred. Well, if you think about it, Fright Night 1 had a wolf, because vampires can become wolves. Yes. And smoke and bats and other things, like in Bram Stoker's rules. And they.
Well, if you. Oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot about Bram Stoker.
Well, have you guys ever watched the originals?
You like Bela Lugosi, vampire?
No. So there was a TV show called The Originals, and and
we're both thinking about like Bela Lugosi.
Yeah,
we're like
what the original vampires.
Well, all three of us are that age to have thought that. So in the originals, and they call it the originals because there's three, as far as I know, 3 original vampires that can't be killed by anything, daylight or anything else, except for like a stake, and their mother was a witch who basically a very powerful witch who wanted to protect her children from death or harm. So she cast a spell that created the first 3 original vampires.
That's interesting.
Now Klaus's father, because his father was separate from the other 2's fathers, he was a werewolf. So Klaus, out of the 3, was not only an original vampire, but he was also a werewolf. So he was a hybrid. So
interesting.
Oh, so he's like Michael from the Underworld trilogy. Underworld movies, I mean.
Yes.
I'm such a nerd that I know that.
Those are fun movies.
I love the Underworld because it was such a different idea. It was such a completely different way of like talking about vampires. Yeah. Like Anne Rice's stories.
Yeah, I've read a fair few of those.
I read all of them. They were good. A little dry, but really good though.
So we should probably start wrapping it up. So Laura, let's see. We talked about getting outside my comfort zone. What are you doing next, Laura? And plug your Twitter and spell it for people. and stuff like that. Also.
Well, so you can follow me on Twitter at SexyLaura27, and it's the @ symbol SEXXYLAURA27. The numbers 2 and 7. You can follow me on Instagram at Laura Saner. My show, Gaming Outside My Comfort Zone, is also at SexyLaura27 Games on YouTube, is the channel name. Gaming Outside My Comfort Zone is the show. We're going to start doing a little bit more new things for Gaming Outside My Comfort Zone. Not only we are going to be doing the video games, of course, as always. I'm also going to be adding some beauty product reviews and trying to do little crafty things or whatever for these things. So yes, should be fun. Yeah. Wow, that's so interesting. I didn't know that.
Very cool. Well, it's nice getting the two of you to meet finally.
Yes.
Have you on the show for a while and figure out a way to do that. Thank you for saying yes to doing it. So at this time of year, and at this time of night and this time of week.
Yes.
Yeah, it's nice that we carved out a little window to get this done, but I understand we all kind of have to go to sleep now. So, well.
Speak for yourselves. Okay. I'm a creature of the night.
That's a creature of the night.
I am the creature of the night, but yes.
Switch.
Creature of the night.
Switch.
So, well, that's about...
Don't switch.
Oh, what? Well, that's about all the time we have. For Antisocial Show, I'm Tyson Saner.
And I'm Hunter Block.
And I'm Laura Saner.
Be decent to each other.
Absolutely. Peace.
And I'll catch you next time.
Have a good time, folks.